Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture series on the subject of polymer science and technology. I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we have understand this solution polymerization technique and we have compared how it is different from the bulk polymerization, and we have seen certain advantages and disadvantages of the solution polymerization techniques. If you have missed that video, you can find it in the I button on the top of the screen. Now, in this session, we are mainly going to focus on the third category of the polymerization techniques, and that is suspension polymerization. Well, this suspension polymerization techniques comes under the tag of the heterogeneous polymerization, as its basic requirement is that the monomer and initiator are need to be insoluble in the solvent, right? You can see here in the screen that it is the heterogeneous polymerization technique. Here the monomer is insoluble in water and bulk polymerization can carried out in the suspension of the droplets. So the basic requirement of the suspension polymerization is that your monomer and initiator both need to be insoluble in the solvent, right? So whenever I say solvent, we are discussing about the water, because water is most suitable solvent for almost every polymerization. So here in this animation you can see that I have taken one vessel inside which I want to carry out my suspension polymerization. Now you can see that this blue is your solvent, or specifically water, inside which I am adding my monomer. You can see that this monomer is in the dark blue color, which represent that it is insoluble in the solvent. Now after monomer, I am adding my initiator. You can see here these red dots are your initiators. These initiators are again very much insoluble in this solvent. So we can say that this entire mixture is the heterogeneous system, as your solvent is in the liquid state while this monomer and initiator are very much insoluble. So this suspension polymerization technique is referred as the heterogeneous polymerization techniques, in which we are going to use more than one type of the phases. Now after adding all the reaction mass, this entire system is now agitated, right? I will provide one agitator. Let me just take a pen. I will provide one agitator like this and agitate this entire mixture and try to get some partially miscible system. So I will try to get some monomer and initiator to get miscible or to get dissolved inside this solvent. So you can see that we are not achieving completely miscible system. We will try to get some partially miscible system. And on the application of heat, this monomer will form droplets, right? You can see here in this another image. Now let me just take a pointer. You can see here, this is my entire reaction mass, inside which I am providing one agitator like this, right? So my reaction mass will be now suspended. So what do we mean by suspension? You can see here that suspension is a kind of heterogeneous system in which your monomer are suspended, or we can say that they are in the form of droplets, right? You can see here in this image, these are the droplets of the monomer, which causes this entire mixture to be in the suspension. So now water insoluble monomer, which we are initially taking, this water insoluble monomer is suspended in water in the form of fine droplets of 10 raised to minus 2 centimeter. Right, so you can see here these droplets are having diameter of 10 raised to minus 2 centimeter, and they are very much insoluble in the water. This is why they are creating the droplets and they are in the suspension form. So now with this stirring, this polymerization reaction will take place. You can see that this continuous aqueous phase of the reaction equilibrium act as the efficient heat transfer medium, and hence the exothermidity of the reaction is now well controlled. So as this reaction proceed, we are going to get our polymer, right? So as this reaction proceed, it generate high amount of the heat which need to be dissipated before it can harm this vessel. So in order to dissipate this excess of heat, we are providing this water so that this water act as the thermal insulation and it absorb all the reaction heat. So we can say that with this type of the method, we are actually increasing our heat transfer efficiency and hence we can reduce the exothermicity of the reaction mass. So now you can see here that this polymerization reaction will take place in the suspension form. This enlarged image represents entire schematic of the polymerization reaction that is taking place inside this suspension. You can see here we have taken initiator, then we have taken this monomer, and on the application of heat this will generate this polymer. So this polymer will generate it. You can see here this chain of polymer is generated, right? Let me just take a pen one more time. You can see here this polymer is now generated like this inside the suspension. So this is what we mean by the suspension polymerization technique. This suspension polymerization technique is very much advanced than the solution polymerization. Because we are suspending our monomer, we can get better heat transfer efficiencies. Not only that, with this suspension polymerization, we can also achieve 100% conversion of our monomers. You can see here, polymerization can proceed to 100% conversion and the product is obtained as the spherical beads or the pearls. So the main advantage of the suspension polymerization is that we are going to get our product in the form of beads or in the form of granules and in the form of granules. This separation of the product is easy and only simple filtration is involved since water is used as the solvent. So now because that we are getting the polymer in the form of beads and in the form of granules, we can easily separate it out our polymer product and rest of the solvent by means of simple filtration, as the beads will retain on the filter paper and our solvent, which is water, will pass through the filter paper. So by this means we can easily separate it out our polymer product and the solvent, right? So this is the main advantage of the suspension polymerization. The separation technique required for the separation of product and the solvent is very low cost and very easy. Just a simple filtration will do it, right? Moving to the next point, that since water is used as the heat transfer medium, the process is also very much economical as compared to the solution polymerization. So in the solution polymerization, we need to take a solvent which is capable of dissolving our monomer and initiator as well. So we need to dissolve our monomer and initiator in the case of solution polymerization. But here in the case of suspension polymerization, we do not require monomer to be soluble in the solvent. So we can take solvent of the variety of the range which are very much economical. And water is largely used for this suspension polymerization. So, and this water is also very much useful for the heat transfer purpose, right? Whatever exothermic reaction taking place inside the suspension can be easily overcome and their heat can be easily absorbed by this water. So now this divinyl benzene copolymer can easily form with this suspension polymerization. So you can see that these beads of this dipolymerization. So you can see here that these beads of divinyl benzene, which is actually a copolymer, can easily synthesized with the suspension polymerization technique, right? Now moving towards the next thing, you can see here this is the clear image of the suspension and how this polymer take place inside the suspension. You can see here we are having one suspension, or we can say that one droplet of the monomer, inside which we have added our initiator and reaction and different reactors, right? So after this polymerization will take place in this suspension, we are going to get this kind of the solution, which represent our polymer, right? So in this you can see here that polymer particle, this entire mixture or this droplet will represent your polymer particle. and that polymer particle can be easily separated out with the help of simple filtration, in which water will be drained out and our polymer particle will be retained on the upper layer, or we can say on the filter paper, as these polymer particles are clearly separated in the form of beads or in the form of granules. Now let's just quickly discuss what are the different advantages and disadvantages of this suspension polymerization. Now, since there is good heat dissipation with the water, hence heat transfer problems are not with this technique. So with the help of suspension polymerization, we are going to use water as the solvent. And we very well know that water act as the good heat transfer medium. So the exothermivity of this reaction can be easily controlled, right? So this is the main advantage of the suspension polymerization, in which we can easily control our exothermivity of the reaction. We can easily control the temperature inside this suspension polymerization. Now the next advantage is that stirring is very much easy, which also help in the better mass transfer. So with this type of the suspension polymerization, we can easily agitate or we can easily stir the entire mixture. Now, the product polymer is in the form of granules or in the form of beads that we have seen in the previous image. So we can easily separate and we can easily isolate our product. So this is why this particular method is being largely used, where this polymer is need to be isolated or is need to be separated out from the mixture, where we are not going to use the aqueous phase of the polymer. This technique is very much helpful. It is easy to recover water from the product, hence the more pure product can be formed. So with the suspension polymerization technique, we can easily get pure form of the polymer. So this was all the advantages associated with the suspension polymerization. Now just quickly discuss what are the disadvantages of this suspension polymerization. So the one major disadvantage of this suspension polymerization is that it requires water insoluble monomer and insoluble initiator. So whenever your monomer is insoluble in a solvent or in water, that time you can only use this suspension polymerization. Otherwise, you have to move or you have to look forward for the another technique, right? So the major disadvantage of this polymerization is that it requires water insoluble monomer and insoluble initiators. Then long time is required to manufacture high molecular mass polymer. So if you want to produce higher molecular weight of the polymer, then it will require large amount of time, right? Because this reaction is taking place inside the suspension. Hence the reaction rate is very much low and we are going to require more amount of time for the production of high molecular weight polymers. So this is what all about the suspension polymerization reaction. Now let's just quickly revise what do we mean by the suspension polymerization reaction with this particular image. You can see here in this image we have taken one vessel, right, inside which we are adding our solvent, which is mainly water. So this water will act as the heat transfer medium, and in which we are going to add our monomer, right? This monomer is need to be water insoluble. Remember this thing, in suspension polymerization, the monomer and initiator both are need to be insoluble in your water, right? So now you can see here we are added this insoluble monomer and initiator. Now we are providing agitation, or we can say we are providing stirring. You can see here, as we are providing stirring, this monomer and initiator are now get suspended as they are insoluble in water. So we will now have this droplet of monomer, which is essentially in the form of suspension. And inside this suspension, our polymerization reaction will take place and it will form polymer like this. You can see here this red line is your polymer chain. So as we are getting polymer, this reaction will evolve some amount of heat, and that heat is need to be absorbed in the water. So this is what mainly the suspension polymerization. It also has some advantages over the different techniques, but it also has some of the disadvantages, as it required monomer and initiator that need to be insoluble in water. So this is what all about the suspension polymerization techniques. We will see you in the next video where we are going to discuss the last technique of the polymerization, and that is emulsion polymerization, which is again very much important for the exam point of view. The entire question of the emulsion polymerization can be asked for the 7 marks. We will see you in the next video. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.